Morning. We're going to have a nice gentle class today. Just go with a slow flow, but just feel what we're doing. Feel what we're doing in body and what we're bringing to the mat. So feeling your sits bones if you're comfortable sitting in a seated position. Always adjust your legs if you want a leg out or if you want. It's just adjusting. And just feel what you're bringing to the mat today. Connecting first just with your surroundings, feeling the air touching your skin, just noticing the sounds in the room, just noticing the breath as we decide to go inside. Just following breath without changing, just noticing what you're bringing to the mat today. Just noticing if your mind is busy. Noticing the shape of your posture right now, just in the seated position, without changing it. Noticing if there's a lean to one side. These are the whispers. These are the little signs your body gives you. Becomes habits, that you're just gonna change it up a bit. So now from here, just noticing breath. And down through sits bones, just rise out of the waist, hinge the rib cage up, tuck the chin, soften that space between the shoulder blades. Just notice that allows the breath to go deeper into the belly. Breathing through nose and out through nose just helps to activate that diaphragm area. Tucking chin, crown, lips. Softening through hips and thighs. Created a lengthening that we can let go of any of the muscles it took to get there. And just noticing. Can you soften? And it might be just the mind. Just noticing that too. Inhaling, exhaling. Drop the chin down to the chest. And just let that go. Keeping your posture, we're going to take our fingers in front. We're going to actually just interlace the fingers and actually change it up a bit, the habitual pattern, and interlace them just one off again. So noticing if that's if you pattern it one way, we're just going to change things up, change the feeling in this. Changing it by one finger. So what I want you to do is just press down in between each web of each finger. Pick up the fingers, pick up that little area between webbing. And actually you massage up one side of the finger and the other with each opposite finger. This reflexes to the neck area, the shoulder area. You can squeeze those fingers together and release. Squeeze together. Where's your breath? And release. Now we're going to outstretch fingers in front, pressing palms away right now. Press into your right palm. Just feel, how does that feel in the wrist? Reach out, release, reach out, release. Ready? We'll just bring our interlaced fingers to the back of your head. Softly, not pulling on it. It doesn't come there naturally if the shoulders don't open and widen. And bring them to your your hands to your shoulders. You don't want to put any pressure on the neck. Inhaling, exhale, bringing elbows together and just rounding through the spine. Inhale it up. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale. Deep breath in and exhale. Rounding. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, rounding. We'll just release that. Inhale it back up to center. And just drop your hands to the side. Let the pillow not drop. Oh. So now let's do the little wrist. We work fingers, do for palms. Actually, your fist in the palm a little bit, just taking some knuckles into the joint of your thumb through the base and just kind of making that fist and massaging that palm. How does the thumb feel? We use our phones, texting, we're always on our computers. So a little bit of a repetitive strain isn't anything unusual in these times. So releasing, and the opposite hand, and your little knuckle into that joint of the big pad. Just even rocking your finger across it, noticing if you feel any ropey sensation. Just feeling that. You can continue to massage each joint, the base of each joint. And when you're ready, we're releasing that as well. Take your breath in. Exhale, just letting it go. Just feel the sensation in your fingers, in your palms. Now we're going to make a bracelet with our on our left wrist, with the right hand. I giggled today, my left's the right. So isolating that movement just to the wrist. We'll just do some circles and splaying fingers and just waking up the hand one direction and then in the other, staying connected with the circle itself. Does it feel flat on some sides? How does the sensation feel? Soften shoulders down. Hinge up through rib cage. Soften through hips. Circle your hand in one direction. Where's your breath? Ready. Just let that go as well. We can then clasp onto our biceps, holding the arm up and just circling around with your wrist, warming up through the forearm area. One direction and then the other. Just waking up. Arms will wake up every little body part today if we can. Our joints. And when you're ready, just releasing that down. Coming up with the right hand, making a bracelet with the left fingers, coming across and around. Just circle around with the right wrist right now. Soften through shoulders, and where's your breath? Breathing in, noticing where breath is going. When your mind gets busy, just come back to breath and sensation. Staying connected with what you're doing right now. The only moment that's real is right now. Just circling around. Just noticing how that feels. Feel any clunking around. And ready. Let that go and just support your upper arm, and we'll just do some circles, softening again through shoulders, through face, through neck. And breathing, circling around wrists. Just feel how it feels in that elbow joint. And when you're ready, release that down. We're going to bring the shoulders up to the ears, back and down. And let's just do some shoulder circles. Coordinating breath and movement, so inhaling it up. Exhale, bringing those shoulder blades together in the back and down. Up. Exhaling down. Staying connected with how it's softening what we can. staying with the movement of the shoulders, feeling the shoulders reversing directions. Start feeling the shoulders moving, the shoulder blades moving on your back. Just noticing if it's moving anything in your torso as well, because sometimes those shoulder blades can get stuck. So just feeling that right now and just letting that go. Taking a breath in, connecting with what we've just moved. Exhale, softening through your hips, your thighs, softening through your buttocks. Torso still long, strong. So important to slow down. Noticing breath. As the texture of your breath changed since the first breath you took this morning. Inhaling, exhaling. Start to slow down. Slowing down, allows you to go deep within. So from here, we'll have hands on shins. Let's just drop our bodies back, holding on to our shins, allowing our body to be supported. Feeling how that feels right now in sits bones, and just noticing left to right and keeping equal weight. Just kind of hanging out here. How does it feel through shoulders? How does it feel through hands? And when you're ready, inhale, nose forward and up. Lifting up through chest, feeling shoulder blades coming together, feeling an arch in your back. Lifting up your chin, but not scrunching the back of your neck, taking a breath in. Feel the breath come into the belly. Exhale, we'll drop our chin and just round back down. Dropping chin to chest here and just holding on through the shins or ankles. We're ready. Inhale, nose and chin forward and up. Just feel the chest lifting, shoulder blades coming together. Bring your bottom jaw to meet your top. You feel that sensation on the front of your throat as you take a breath here. And exhale one more time, round down. Inhaling, we'll just come back to center. So we'll just circle around with our sits bones rooted down, warm up through hips. So we're working really every little body part. It's like getting the spine woken up. And just root down. You can even press your knees away. But staying connected with how it feels and where you feel the sensation in your body. Feel it in your hips, thighs, reversing directions. Where does it feel low back? Just feeling the connection of that. And where any sensation may refer. A lot of times in our body where the pain is not where the problem is. It's just kind of exploring and putting the puzzle together. How did we get here? Ready, inhaling. Just exhaling softly here. We're going to come to our hands and knees. We'll come into our table position, feeling the knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders, fingers are splayed. Let's just inhale and let's just exhale our hips back. You can keep the tops of your feet on the floor if you wish. Reaching out through a finger, each arm, feeling your finger pads pulling back, dropping down through your head. Head towards your mat, take a breath in. Exhale, soften. Soften your shoulders, soften through your elbows. If you need a little bit more, if you want some active stretch, you can pull back on finger pads a bit more. Just noticing how that changes sensation through arms, armpits. If you want to just hang out today, you're always mindful of what it is you're bringing to the mat. Body's telling you the story. So listen to it. Inhale. Exhale, releasing up onto our knees. And if this is hard on knees, you can fold your mat back. Make a little padding with your mat, layering it up if it feels right for you. Hands underneath shoulders, and let's just do the cat and dog. So tailbone up to ceiling, we'll lift up through chest. Take a breath in. Exhale, tailbone under and round. Being mindful if you've got any pulling in your low back, your back at all. Dropping your head and just letting your head dangle and hang. Inhale. Center the back high. Exhale, chest towards your thighs. Feeling your hands pushing away when you're ready. Inhale, tailbone reverses its direction, creating that arch. And just one vertebrae at a time, you come up to this position. Lifting up through chest, not scrunching the back of your neck with your head. Take a breath in. Exhale, tailbone under and round. Inhale, tailbone up. And inhaling and just doing a few of these back and forth positions at your own pace and with your own breath. It's too much on your wrists. You can make fists with your wrists, with your hands. And just being mindful, softening what you can along the way. Softening through your brow, softening through neck. Softening shoulders. And when you're ready, come back to our center. Let's drop down to the elbows. And tailbone up to the ceiling again. Lift up through the chest. You're looking probably about 3 foot in front, so you don't scrunch the back of your neck. Take a breath in. Exhale, just soften here. Tailbone's up, creating that exaggerated arch in the low back. Then press into your elbows and lift the chest a bit more. You can feel that vertebrae, probably thoracic spine or through the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, tailbone tucks under, and let's just round. Feeling this right now, the sensation across your back where the shoulder blades are just fanning out right now. Inhale. Exhale. When you're ready, inhale, tailbone in the opposite direction. And exhale it down. Just doing a few at your own pace and with your own breath. Just feel what you feel, softening along the way what you can. Going to the depth you want today. Noticing how it makes you feel in shoulders, what sensations are coming up through low back, hips. And when you're ready, you can release that left hand behind the right elbow and straightening out that right arm. Just wiggle your puppy tail a little bit and just noticing how that feels through armpit. Softening neck, softening brow. Just feeling that. When you're ready, equal weight on both knees, soften through the top of the feet, and we'll just melt ourselves down. It's through the softening that you can get more opening. Take a breath in. Exhale, soften. Soften through chest. You can drop your head down on your forearm. Just allow a space for your chest to just melt. Focusing on even that arm, shoulder region. Letting it melt. Inhale. Exhale. Get any trembling in your arms. It's just tension releasing. Bringing that right elbow back to its center. We'll just straighten out through that left hand. Right hand is crossing the front of the torso. So feeling here right now? How does this feel? Let's wiggle our puppy tail side to side. Just noticing how that changes sensation and where. And with that, soften. What can you soften? Soften your mind, soften your thoughts. Soften your hips, shoulders, and drop your head down. And when you're ready, equal weight on both knees, and we'll just come to our center and just melt a little bit. Listen how it feels, maybe through this shoulder opening here. Melting your chest down towards the floor. Take a breath in. Exhale, soften. Soften your neck. You can just place your forehead on your forearm if you wish. Don't create any more strain in neck. Inhaling, exhaling. And when you're ready, inhale. Exhale, draw that left arm back beside you. Stacking your elbow underneath your shoulder, getting prepared to bring both arms out in front. Hips can be high. This allows for more of the melting. So just bringing your chest down towards the mat. Just feeling here, taking a breath in. Exhale, just soften. You won't hold long here. Staying for another breath if you wish. And then walking your arms back. From here, parting your knees. Bringing your big toes together. Letting your body sink between those parted legs. And let's just bring our arms beside the body in our child pose. Arms up, take a breath in. Exhale, soften, soften through shoulders. You've heard me say so many times that this is where the integration takes place. Not in the doing, it's in the letting go. How important it is to take a few breaths between our poses. Just noticing how it feels through hips, their equals, finding those little whispers. Whispers in our bodies. If we find the whispers before they become screams, it's a good thing. If you can, sit up on your heels right here. This is good for shins. You can bring the top of your feet to the floor. If you want, you can lean back, but just being here right now just stimulates through that lower leg region. Take a breath in. Exhale. The more I do, the more I get softened as well, which means I talk softer. So I've got to make sure I'm better with that. From here, let's just straighten out that right leg, warm up the calf a little bit here. And hands underneath shoulders and pressing out through heel. Just changing positions of the heel so you can drop it in and press back. Just play with it. Use a bunch of little press points with changing positions of the heels as you rock back on that heel. Where's your breath right now? What can you soften? If it's too much on your wrist, you can come down to your elbows. It's all good. Soften through your neck, soften shoulders, soften face. Most of all, soften your mind. Come inside. Get connected. Just noticing where you feel it. Can you get it right into hip flexor? Just noticing. You can stay down on your elbows if you wish, or come back up. Taking your right leg or crossing over that left long spine. Look at your extended right toes. Breathe into the side body and expand the rib cage. Just creating space in the rib cage, getting this oxygenated blood in up to our bodies. Inhaling, exhale, softening. Then inhale, bring the leg back and back to beginning posture position, back to our table. Coming to the left leg, let's extend that left leg out. Just press back through that heel. Feel your toes even on the floor. And expand the toes, create space there as well. Just rocking back and forth. Play with the position of your ankle. Stay connected with how that changes the sensation and in what part of the muscle. Become so habitual in our patterns, right? Of how we move through our world. Kind of remind the muscle it can move in other ways. Connect with that. Play here. Soften again through shoulders. Drop down to elbows. It's too much. You don't want to create strain anywhere else. Feeling what's happening in calf. Coming to that center. Inhale. Exhale, we'll cross that left leg right over the back, right leg. Long spine, long torso to look out and beyond at that extended left leg. From here, breathe into that side body and the space you're creating right now. Breathe into that rib cage. The more that you do this, the more you realize you can really direct your breath in the body. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale, exhale. When you're ready, releasing, bringing it back. Again, you can part your legs, keep your knees together, but we're going to extend back to our child pose, bringing the hands behind, beside our body. You can hang on to your heels if you want to. Drop your head down. And again, take a cleansing breath or two here. You breathe into your back and follow the rise and fall. Where do you need your breath guided today? Just noticing that. From here, we'll sit back up. Good. Back to table position. Let's come to our bellies. Drop down to our bellies. I just love how it flows sometimes, but this is not the plan I had today, which is fun. So you just follow your intuition and feeling into it. That's what we're building here on the mat as well, just following our own inner guidance. Your body is so wise. And shut the mind off to have it work. So, hand underneath shoulders. Let's do the cobra. So we're gonna, forehead is down on the mat. We're gonna draw a line and lift that chin up with our nose. Lifting up. Feeling what engages in your back and your low back. Reach out through your right leg, reach out through your left. We got about 60% right now, not really, just waking up those low back muscles. You're not pressing into hands yet. Your elbows are coming in. Inhale. Exhale, just releasing it back down. Let's bend the knees and just release the low back. Just windshield wash with your feet, the low back, and feel the release. Be mindful of what you're holding in the body today. Every day can be so different how we show up. Hands underneath shoulders. Let's do the same thing. Inhale, nose up. Gaze is just forward, probably a foot or two in front. So you're not lifting up your head. You're just keeping the natural line of your spine with your neck. Not pressing into hands yet, but let's do it. Let's bring the elbows to the sides, bring them into the side, fingers split. Press into your hands, inhale. Exhale, feel your pubic bone pressing down. You can squeeze the buttocks to protect the low back. Inhale. Exhale, releasing back down. Curl the toes. Let's press back up. Extend into our extended puppy this time. Arms out in front. You can wiggle that puppy tail. And when you're ready, come back up. Let's bring our hands in front. Come up onto our toes. If it's comfortable to come into a squat. Just walking one foot and the opposite. Oh, getting some knee releases here, which is good. It's amazing. And when you're ready, let's just come to our feet, still in a forward bend. Any high blood pressure concerns, keep your head above your heart. Just dropping, just straightening out one leg and then the other. How does this feel on a Monday morning? Waking up through hips. Straightening up one leg. Here, we'll bring our hands to our knees and let's wake up our ankle joints. We've been doing our wrists and fingers and shoulders. And it's that saying, all of our 2001 body parts. Let's just wake them up. Circling in one direction and then in the other. Feel it through the knees. Those knees feel. Ready, slowly come up. Bring it to our hands to our waist. Start some circles with our hips. Staying connected with breath and movement. Sensation. So much going on here. Such simplistic moves, right? Reversing directions. How does it feel on the hips? Maybe on the sacrum. Soften through shoulders. Soften through face. Arches are lifted. When you're ready, just coming to your center here. Coming to the front of your mat. Let's just step back with our right leg right now. Just do some little warrior positions. So, first of all, we're going to hips forward. Just pressing back through that heel. Your hips are square, forward. Connect with how that feels in the right leg. Have to go down too far. How does it feel in the hip? Just notice this. We're gonna just wake up the hips a little bit. Now we're gonna drop that right heel to the outside edge of our mat. So having your back foot in a comfortable position and legs straight here, or straight and still bent. Just feeling this right now. It means your hips are just turned slightly so they're not as square with this leg reaching back. Where's your breath? Now, how does that change the sensation in the hip? You often just walk through your life, so we've got to keep these movements active in our hip joints. And drop down a little bit. How does it feel through the back? How does it feel? When you're ready, we're just going to right hand down. We'll just do a peaceful warrior, bringing your left hand up. Breathe into this lengthening on the front of your torso. Inhale. Soften. Feel deep up. Breathing and lengthening. Exhale. Come back down. Drop that right elbow. Bring that shoulder up towards the ceiling. The right shoulder comes up, not facing you, but you feel this. You can bring the hand in behind. Bring it on your back. Lifting up through the chest and shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, soften. How do the legs feel? Strong. If you can bring arches lifting, bring weight to the outside of the feet. When you're ready, inhale. Straighten up this front leg. Having that heel intersect the arch. We'll do that. Softening through the knee so it's not hyperextended. Just going to lift that front arm up. Again, now with a straight leg, bringing more breath into the front of the body. Inhale. Exhale, soften shoulders, soften face. Inhaling. Bring the hand down. Let's bring our hands in T position. Let's go into a gentle triangle. Left hand extends out beyond the left toes. We'll drop the hand down. Left hand down in front. Right hand comes up. It's like you're stuck between two panes of glass, squeezing you straight. So you're bringing that shoulder up. You're doing a bit of a twist here in the spine. Inhale. Exhale. And when you're ready, lift up with that right hand. Come back up. Releasing arms down. Come back up to a starting position. Take a cleansing breath here, but go inside. See how you're feeling inside right now. Breath in. Exhale. Connect with that right hip. Those little movements that we did. Inhale. Exhale. We can step back with that left foot coming up onto the toes. Keeping the hips square and front. Bending that front leg. Coming into this, how does it feel right now? Do you feel a stretch maybe on the front of that thigh? Where's your breath? What can you soften? If you want, you can bring your arms up. It's really not necessary right now. Just staying soft and gentle with yourself. To feel what you feel. Up on those toes. When you're ready, we're going to drop, bring that right heel down. Knee is still bent in front. How does this feel with the hips changing direction? So we've got a little bit of different sensation in the hips. Where's your breath? Where's your mind? Taking that right hand and bringing palm up. Let's come into this peaceful warrior. Inhale. Exhale, soften shoulders. Does that feel in the hip? Stay connected with your own sensations. Inhale, exhale. Let's drop that elbow down to that right knee. You can change the placement of your feet if you gain a bit of space in your body. Just bring that right, left shoulder up towards the ceiling. You have your gaze to look up or down. What's good for your neck this morning? Arches are lifted. How does it feel in the right hip? All these things dancing around. Inhale. Exhale. We move through things fast. Our posture's fast. We miss the trip along the way. Inhale. And then exhale. We're going to straighten up that front right leg. We're going to take that right hand in front. Inhale it up. Fingertips reaching up to the ceiling, really breathing into the space you're creating in the front of the body. Inhale. Anything kinchy, make sure your knees aren't hyperlocked. Have a little softness. Exhale, come to your T position. We're going to do our triangle. Reach out with those right fingertips, extending beyond the right toes. When you come to that limit, instead of dropping down into it, just drop the arm down, left arm up. Feel like the pull in all directions. So how does this feel? What can you soften? Your hips, your inner thighs, arches lifted. And when you're ready, pull on that imaginary string on your ceiling, pull up, bring yourself back up. Your feet forward, hands on hips, and let's just hinge at the hips right here and just come on down. Bending through one leg, bending through the opposite. You have your fingers on the floor, you can splay your fingers. It's not comfortable. Hopefully you have blocks close by. But if it's not comfortable, bring your hands to the floor. Just walking back and forth. Really feeling how it feels in your hips, your thighs. And when you're ready, you can walk your hands forward, come into a wide-legged down dog. Dropping your hands, pressing back into your heels, lift your toes. And then find your way down. You can bring your feet in, drop down to your knees. Stand back into an extended puppy. And then find your way onto your backs. Noticing right now, we've gotten things moving through the hips, so you can bring your knees up. You can draw them into your chest, press your heels away, soften through your shoulders, soften through your face. Inhale, exhale. If you want, you can part your legs and rock across your low back, your sacrum. Just come right over to your hips if you want. Just now you ask yourself, is there anything that I need to do to release any tension? Is there anything that your body's calling for? Just build your own inner intuition. When you're ready, you can straighten out one leg. I just love doing one at a time so you really feel the release. Come into our Shavasana. Opposite. Breathing into your front body, softening. Just feeling now. What's that internal landscape look like? Following your breath. Just letting go here. Staying in your Shavasana as long as you can. Quote from the Dalai Lama. The very purpose of our life is happiness. The very motion of our life is towards happiness. So what you learn on the mat, take into the world. And use practice here. Just soften our minds, open our hearts. And build our compassion towards ourselves first. Stay. Fantastic.